Best day of their lives, wettest day of the century. Being a marriage celebrant, I've had the wonderful honour of joining couples in marriage and sharing in their joyous occasions. It's a very, very special day. I remember one marriage in particular where the beautiful couple, who were so in love and enraptured by their happily ever after, that not even the wettest day of the century could have rained on their parade, or, in this case, their wedding day. You guessed it, it rained on their wedding day. As a matter of fact, it bucketed down like there was no tomorrow. It poured. Now, the wedding was going to be the most incredible celebration set on a beautiful, spacious outback farm, with the reception to be held under an enormous decorated farm shed, and the ceremony was down by the creek, about 200 metres or so from the reception shed. It was beautifully decorated. Haystacks provided for seating, while an arbor formed from the branches of a recently fallen gum tree made for a perfect setting, with a small creek lazily running behind us as our background. Now, guests began to slowly arrive, and everything was unfolding better than planned, until the unthinkable happened. What's your go-to when things you've planned for months suddenly take a turn and head south? What do we do when things go wrong? How do we feel? And how should we behave? I wish I could say that I was the perfect role model of self-control when things go pear-shaped. But sadly, it would be a lie. Now, as the bride was exiting the rustic old vehicle that had transported her to the spot, the heavens decided to spoil the party by pouring onto our heads what seemed like the entire reserve of heaven's water supply. And it didn't stop with just rain, it hailed for good measure. You'd think we all would have seen the clouds are coming and hit the road for the shelter of the reception shed before the downpour. But it was incredibly sudden, caught us by surprise, and not wanting to call it quits prematurely, everyone pressed on in hope. However, it was not to be. The 200-metre dash from the creek to the reception area was certainly a sight to behold, that's for sure. The only one who seemed to have escaped the rain was the bride, who fortunately was able to leap back into the car. Meanwhile, the rest of us were soaked from head to toe. Suits and dresses looked like they'd been through a washing machine while we were still wearing them. And hairdos lay a-hanging from foreheads, making us look like drowned rats in formal attire. Oh, brother, what just happened? Now, aside from this mishap, and it was a big one, the wedding proceeded and all was good, and notably, the couple seemed unfazed. They laughed it off, shrugged their shoulders, and pressed on. Nothing was going to spoil their special day. They were amazing, and they were in love. Their big day was almost ruined, yet you couldn't have judged it by the smiles that were on their faces or by the joy in their festivity and celebration. Wow. As the celebrant, and I didn't escape the drenching either, I couldn't help being in awe of the positive manner with which the couple held themselves for the entire night. Wow again. This was the best day of their lives, even though it was the wettest day of their lives. They didn't ignore what happened or pretend that it didn't happen. They just decided to take it all in their stride and party on anyway. What a happily ever after this was turning out to be. As life continues to unfold for all of us, may this story offer you some kind of encouragement. I wish I could say that laughing things off will do the trick each and every time, but this would not be true. Some of the things we experience are nothing but disastrous, and sometimes even worse. There are some things we have no control over, and some things, try as we may, just cannot be changed. Smiles and laughter are unlikely to stop bills, and celebrations won't stop an illness. But, like the happy married couple, can I encourage you to take the best days of your lives, even when they're the wettest days in history, and eventually dry yourself off and party up. They did, and so did I. And I'm hoping that you will too. See you next time.